What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Road to Our Next House Hack. Up until this point, we've really been focusing on trying to get this bathroom complete, but we can't really work on it this weekend, and I'm gonna show you why. We realized after we built this wall that this now toilet flange isn't really center, and if we put the toilet there, you're not really gonna have enough room to use it. So we got an extender that basically just moves it over a little bit, but we need our plumber to come and do that. And we don't really want to put the flooring down until our plumber comes and does that, so we're kind of at a standstill a little bit in here. But we're still gonna make some progress.
So we've got a large material order that we're gonna have to put in, so I'm trying to take some measurements right now. I'm gonna try to get this window out and plywood it in. The exterior won't be sided yet, but I'll put some Tyvek on the outside so it's protected, and then I'll get to probably the siding next weekend. But the major plan, along with ordering all those supplies, is going to be doing the front door, because we're still waiting on electrical and insulation inspections before we could do any sheetrocking. So I want to get this front door in before any of the sheetrocking happens. We're pulling this, depending upon what time we get back here with the door, because I definitely don't want to start this if I'm not going to be able to finish it. But depending upon what time we get back here with the exterior door, I want to get this door hung. Along with that, it's going to be a storm door for this side as well. So we're going to do both of those. It's $10.50. If we could get over there and they have it in stock, we'll get that in today. Our first duplex, they had solid wood front doors. So unfortunately, a lot of times they hang those, they're not standard size. So your rough measurement doesn't always hold room for a standard size door. So I had to do a bunch of work on that with framing. This is standard, so we lucked out.
A few minutes later.
My arms are numb. Well, that was a nice little distraction. Our neighbor across the street came by and we were telling him how we had this huge mess in the backyard we had to clean up, and he said, I have a tool for that. And he comes riding on over in this aggressive lawnmower, and he's like, yeah, here, play with it.
And then all of a sudden Lauren just knows how to like freaking double shift. She's like spinning on a freaking dime. That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Dude, that was legit. Good job.
That was fun. My arms are numb, and you know, got to get back to the task of the day.
We literally got back here with the doors, and that was the plan of the day. Our painter came by and gave us a quote. Are you ready for the number? Because I didn't even tell you what the number was.
You did not. Wait. So it's for
all three floors.
Trim, ceiling,
he walls,
knows it's 3 different colors.
Doors, everything.
Okay.
He knows it's, yeah. You want to guess?
3,500.
3,000.
That's not bad.
No, that's good. So it's going to be all the trim, obviously, all the...
So this is a line item that I normally tackle. I'm the painter. Kyle got me a paint sprayer last year for my 30th birthday, and it's an easy line item that I can do to save us some money on a renovation. But this is a big project. This is not just like a little 600 square foot 1-bedroom apartment. This is 3 floors, 5 bedrooms. It's a lot, and we are trying to scale and, you know, starting to value our time a little bit better. And even as our primary residence, it would take me like a month of weekends, like at least 4 solid weekends of painting.
Yeah, or we're like, she's working all day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, now she's got to pick up a roller and start, you know.
It's just time consuming, and
the fact that like we don't have big chunks of time outside of our weekends to like work, where if we use the sprayer, we can't just like keep painting it. You know, we got to spray and then we got to clean it. So
So we were like, let's
Yeah.
just get a quote.
Yeah.
And at $3,000, I think
For the whole house, I think it's
that's
definitely worth it.
good deal.
These are the painters that we use all the time, and they came over and hung out for a bit. We kind of like, well, Lauren was hacking up the backyard.
I had such FOMO. I was like, can I be done with this? You
We were
guys are
like
like drinking and having a good time.
up on the deck, like having a couple cold ones, while Lauren was riding the mower over. But it looks, you know, it doesn't look great right now because there's still a mess around, but way better than it did. Lauren's dad would be so proud. There's nothing he hates worse than like shrubs and like big like vegetation messes on properties.
See, but I don't know if he'd be proud. I actually feel like he'd be a little annoyed because that's his project.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what am I gonna do now?
But now we can avoid repairing the neighbor's fence after he drove through it.
I did knock into the fence a little bit.
That's okay. Let's get back to the original plan of the day, which is replacing that front door.
Hey Ryan, this is Lauren. So basically one half of the yard was just covered in like shrubbery and we just tore it all down. So I was looking to maybe get it like tilled, seeded, and cleaned out.
Well, can you just send a picture to my cell phone? I can give you a ballpark number of the phone or something like that.
Cool, I'll do that right now.
You got it.
Thank you.
Getting quotes. So while Lauren finishes up sending that quote over, I'm going to start on this front door. So first thing we're going to do is remove it. Pre-measured, we know that it's a 32 by 80. So we're going to get this thing out. We got a fiberglass door that we're going to put in, and depending on how, you know, the sill plate is, hopefully everything's kosher, so we could just snap this door in and then get right to the storm door. It would be nice to have both of them in today. We'll definitely have the exterior door in, but let's see what it looks like. Home Depot, 1993. Sold.
That's cool. I was 3 years old.
October 24th, 1993. Pickup, October 30th, 1993. I mean, the turnaround in 93 was better than 2021. All right, so I got this door off and the sill. So this sill plate was kind of just like sitting here, like not nailed into anything. And we keep finding this, like when we're doing these old houses, like these like sill plates for like doors, they're not ever secured. Like it's not, they're just kind of sitting there, and the weight of the door and the door being tied in is what holds it in place. I don't really get it. It's kind of not like the way, obviously at some point it was done like that. It's not really how it's done now. But so I'm gonna repack this up to the height it's supposed to be for the flooring inside, and then I'll do some, I bought some PVC trim that I'll put on, and then I'll have it capped anyway underneath and then up the sides like the brick molding. But for now I gotta pack this up with 2x4s and then get a piece of plywood going across the top to make it level and match up real nice with that inside flooring.
These houses are never just gonna switch the door out. There's always some
And that's the thing, if
modifications that we have to make, or
if it wasn't like this door swap would be so fast. This would be out, the sill's there, I would just put a little bit of that like stick flashing on the bottom, and then boom, the door's up and in. It would be so fast.
But I'm just confused why after we've done so many houses, you think that it will still be so fast.
Well, you know, a man can hope.
What are we doing for lunch?
I don't know. We just started working. Like, we literally just started working.
I just used heavy machinery for like a half hour.
Okay. We can do whatever you want.
Good man.
I got this sill plate packed up nice and level. So next thing we're gonna do is just some stick-on flashing, and we're gonna put that right on this sill here. Then your door is just gonna go right up on top of it. And when you're hanging these doors, you got to start from the hinge side. So what I like to do is seat one of my, like either the top or the bottom. I like the top, it's a little bit easier. You can see the hinge, they leave a screw out. So when they leave that screw out, that's where you're gonna put, and they actually give you screws. And they suck and they always strip, but we're gonna give them a shot. That's where you're gonna drive your first screw, and then one in the middle and one on the bottom. You can see each hinge has a hole. When you do the latch side, what I like to do is peel back the weather stripping and put the screw in there, so when you drop that weather stripping, it covers that screw and you can't see it. And it's funny because I was just telling you about how cheap these screws were. I was screwing the one screw in. I didn't crack it down very hard, and the head sheared off. I'm using this as a shim, and that's how cheap these screws that come with it are. That's going to be it for this door. I just need to dress the top because I need to get actually a wider piece of AZAC to dress that top up a little bit. And I just got to seal around the sides with silicone, but other than that, the door's hung. It was not as bad as some of the other houses that we've done, but still not what I would really love to be working on, which would be a nice level sill. So how you can check after you're done, obviously, when you do plumb and level, is you open your door up and you open it up about 12 inches and let it go. If it stays still, then you're pretty good. Come about halfway, let it go. If it stays still, you're good. And then the same with like 3/4 of the way open. Open it and it should stay. So a lot of doors have a tendency to either close by themselves or open by themselves if they're out of either plumb or level. So yeah, that's how you can check after the fact.
And this door is only primed. We will paint it, but we're just not even in the painting stage yet, so we'll just do that when we paint everything else. Right?
I love when you come back with like fresh paint, you're like, I'm gonna paint the front door. It's like, it's those little things that make like such a huge transformation from the street.
New door, who this? Looks good, baby.
Yeah, it looks really good and it's solid. I'm excited to dress this top up. I'm gonna do like a nice white decorative top. It's really gonna dress it up really nice. What do you think about that? Bam. That's gonna do it for us today. We just spent the last like 15-20 minutes just like chatting it up with the neighbors. They came over. They actually brought us a beer because they saw that we had finished the front door, so they just wanted to come over and say hi, have a cold one. It was very nice of them. It was very refreshing and tastes fantastic.
I'm so excited. Like, I love community, so I get a lot of enjoyment out of like meeting our neighbors, and I love spontaneous, short social interactions. Like, come over, have a beer,
go home,
and then go home.
So we'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna put up that storm door and put an order in for those double hung windows for the kitchen. And then by the end of the weekend, I want that kitchen window out and the exterior plywooded in. That's my goal.
We'll see. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. So since the old door took up more space on the exterior of the house, we do have to kind of fill in the dead space. So Kyle's working on a decorative trim to go on top of the door.
Now for this upper portion of decorative trim, I'm going to be using the same PVC, it's just a little wider, to cover that gapping in the siding. And what I'm doing up top is a decorative piece of molding, and I'm putting on the end what's called a reveal. So basically, you're cutting a backed 45 so that it looks like that decorative routing wraps the side. Normally, if you didn't, it would just be flat like this. And the way that you do that is you're gonna pull a measurement to the end of this board, and your back 45 will start from the bottom, so not the top. And you're gonna back 45 it just like that. I cut just an example for you, but let's say we were ending there. You're then gonna cut a small backed 45 just like this, and it goes right on the end. So it looks like that. So from all angles, you're still seeing that decorative. I already have one together, and all I did was just a little bit of glue and then just one tack. So I could fill that in with some silicone afterwards. How's that look from down here? I think that looks pretty darn good. If you're on the driveway side, it's not just flat. It's just little details like that that I like seeing. And you could do the same thing with like baseboard. If you hit the end of a wall, and instead of just ending with a flat, you do a little reveal there with that back 45. It makes it look really good. And like people that are in the game, they'll notice that stuff. With chair rail too, that's another thing. If chair rail ends the wall, do a back and do a little reveal. It's not that much extra time, and it gives it that little bit of extra character. And I think it looks fantastic. That's it. I'm gonna probably hit one bead of silicone, and I'm probably gonna tape off with some painter's tape. But other than that, this is done. On to the next thing.
One of the first things we always do when we buy a new property is put up a flag out on the front porch. But for whatever reason, we just never did for this house. So we're making that a priority today. That is it for us this weekend. We had some friends come by, some fellow investors come check out the house and say hi, and it was so good to see them. But we ended up not doing everything that was on our to-do list today.
We did get the trim of that front door all tied in and silicone, so it's nice and weatherproof. All we gotta do is paint it. And we did get the flag hung. Basically, we're just sitting here waiting for inspections. So until it's our turn, we're kind of just doing all this extra stuff because the bathroom's done and ready to get tied in final, which will enable Lauren and I to move in. But right now we're kind of just filling our time with a couple other things that have to get done. But there's not much until things can get closed in.
Yeah, once we have the inspections, we'll be able to come in and knock a bunch of things out. We'll be able to move in, and this place will really start making some visual progress. Super excited, but inspection office just needs to hurry up a little bit.
So if we hit next week and they haven't been out, I may reveal the town we're in so you guys could prank call the construction office for us. Our Friday got kind of shot because we only really worked like 2 days this weekend because I got called in Thursday night, which took me until like Friday morning. So
and then you had to sleep.
And then I had to sleep. So it's these weekends where sometimes W2 stuff gets in the way and we don't get as much time. Hopefully next weekend everything is smooth sailing and I'm able to work Friday and then Lauren can join in Saturday, Sunday. But we got the storm door here. We are going to put a storm door on the front door. I may hold off putting it up because we're going to bring in appliances in and out. We've had trouble with it in the past. Granted, this is a little bit wider. This is a 32 by 80 door, and we've done 30 by 80 in the past, which has brought some obstacle bringing like ranges and washer dryer in. This enables us, I think, a little bit extra that we should be able to get them in no problem. So maybe I will put it up next weekend.
Mm-hmm. So in the next video, it's kind of a mystery. If we pass inspections, then we'll start putting in some of the finishing material. Plumber will come in and start doing finishing plumbing.
Actually, our plumber is coming this upcoming week. He's gonna put in that flange offset so that we can do the floor. So flooring in the bathroom will get done next weekend, but it may not because it hasn't been painted yet. We'll see. Oh man, it is a mystery because there's so many things that could happen. But if one thing doesn't happen, that thing can't happen. The window in the kitchen is definitely going to come out and I'm going to box that in. And maybe a couple little framing things. There's some rotted wood that I see before we sheetrock. I want to get it replaced. Other than that, it's a big mystery. So to make sure you don't miss out on whatever is happening next week, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and follow us on Instagram also at Rentals to Wealth.
And guys, when you like and comment and you share this video with other people, it really helps out the algorithm, which really helps us. So if you enjoy what you're watching, it's free to hit the like button. So we appreciate it if you did it.
We out!